This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Thursday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeart Radio, YouTube TV, Sirius XM Channel 158. However you take us in, we are grateful. Thank you for making us part of your morning. Gil Alexander, Kelly Midland in the hizzy. Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. How you doing? How's you been at anything Bet Bash?
No, not yet. I'll be around here all day on Friday hanging out.
Hung out with Dr. Bob, the great Dr. Bob last night.
He made it into town?
Oh, yeah, he made it into town. Hopefully we'll get him on the show tomorrow.
Okay.
He's releasing college football season win totals. His big release is next week, so we'll definitely have him on after that. But hopefully we can get him in tomorrow. Joe hung out with him, his right-hand man Tanner last night. Joe Pita, the great Joe Pita. Joe Pita will be here tomorrow. Yep. For today, Spanky, the creator of Bet Bash, and the host of the, Be a Better podcast?
Yep.
All these, Be a Better, and then Tim Lawson has the Better Life, Better Than Ever. It's a lot to remember.
I was just going to say, I already forgot again from yesterday.
Spanky, Bet Bash creator, in studio here coming up. Paul Carr, back-to-back appearances from Paul Carr. Did futures for the Premier League yesterday. We will recap those. Let's get that graphic ready. And his Premier League plays for week number 1 in the new Premier League season. He from True Media Sports. Jordan Sherwood, UFC 319, UFC 319 coming up with Jordan. A big main event. Kelly, can you pronounce the names of the main event participants?
Oh, man, no. Duplessis and someone else.
Dricus Duplessis.
Yeah, and who's he fighting?
Hamzat Chimaev.
Oh, yeah, I could have done Chimaev. I could have done that.
Why didn't you do that?
There's some names further down the card, though, where I am not nearly as plugged in anymore. Yeah, there are Gerald Mearshart and Mikhail Oleksiak.
What just happened? Okay.
I'm just pronouncing UFC names for you.
I thought there was another medical event. Crack, of course, later on the show. Unscripted with Crackman Bill Crackenberger, as is the case each and every Thursday. Typically it's Zach and Crack, but we're still giving Zach time off because he's got a new baby girl.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. Okay, tennis. Yesterday came on the show, and I said I only had one lean yesterday. It was Anna Kalinskaya against Ekaterina Alexandrova. And I wasn't willing to play it because she was 0-6 lifetime against Alexandrova. I said, I'm going to show some humility despite our amazing run here. Going to show some humility in the numbers. But by the time the show was over yesterday, because I went to bed, it was plus 140 on Kalinskaya. I get a text from the aforementioned Tim Lawson right after the show yesterday. He goes, can I interest you in some plus 160? And at plus 160, I'm like, I got to play this. So for subscribers yesterday, I did play it, VSiN.com/picks. For all subscribers, I ended up playing Kalinskaya plus 160, bingo, bango. Winner.
Nice.
So this has been the tournament of 2025. Tennis-wise, for sure. Add that plus 160 to a group of bets now that is just a plus money cavalcade. So far, I want to get them all now. Well, now I'm not going to find them. But the plus 160 on Kalinskaya yesterday is added to just a 5-day span in which preceding that, a plus 235 on Bronzetti, a plus 264 on Seidel, a plus 319 on Atman, a plus 147 on Gracheva, a plus 263 on Atman before that, a plus 196 on Townsend, and a plus 142 on Ito. That's the last 5 days, dude. It's been awesome. Today, 2 picks, not nearly as sexy with the prices. And the reason that these are not on the VSiN.com/picks page is because of Bet Bash activities. I sent these into Bill 80 at midnight. So apologies for that. We got to put them on the picks page. But 2, one on the ladies' side, one on the men's side. On the ladies' side, Barbora Krejcikova, your girl.
Barbora.
You love Barbora.
Barbora.
This is a rematch of last year's Wimbledon final. Obviously, it has nothing to do with that. This is hard courts, but just to give you some historical context.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Krejcikova is even money versus Jasmine Paolini today. Jasmine Paolini, who defies the laws of physics with her size and can still have a good serve at times. But we're going Krejcikova here at even money versus Paolini. And then the other one's on the men's side, and this is a bit of a favorite here. Ben Shelton, minus 149 against Yuri Lehechka, who took down our another one of our plus 300 dog plays on Adam Walton the other day by beating him in 2 tiebreakers as Lehechka stepped up his game. But we're going Shelton. I believe Shelton the American number 1 now over Taylor Fritz. Did he take that over? I think he did. Shelton minus 149 versus Yuri Lehechka. So Krejcikova on the lady side, Shelton on the men's side today in Cincinnati, which is not actually in Cincinnati, Kelly. It's in Mason, Ohio.
It sounds beautiful.
Well, it's humid.
I bet.
Yeah. I don't know. If you gave the players truth serum, right, because the Tennis Channel does a whole number of trying to drum up this tournament. And I love you, Cincinnati. I'm not trying to offend anybody here. But I do wonder if the players are like, oh, good God. We're in the middle of I don't know where, and it's humid, and we can guys and gals are quitting in the middle of matches because of the humidity. Just get us to the U.S. Open.
The weather might be one thing.
Yeah.
As far as the location, I bet you they don't really care. These guys they're used to traveling all over the globe.
Maybe. It is really hard to get sponsorships for a tournament in this country that is not in one of the big cities on the coasts. So this is, you know who owns this tournament?
Who?
Emma Navarro's dad. I know you'd love that.
That is great to know, Gil, for going forward. I was gonna make a joke like last week about Pagula, like the Pagulas likely owning Toronto or whatever they were in. No. This one is actually true though.
Emma Navarro's dad owns this one and the tournament in Charleston, I believe.
You've got. I mean, it's funny because you've got similar the FedEx Cup, similar things going on, right? FedEx sponsors the FedEx Cup, obviously, all year long. Okay, you go to Memphis, Tennessee, where they're based out of. Tour Championship is where Coca-Cola is based out of. It all comes back to sponsorships. I do actually have a couple first-round leader plays if anybody wants to get involved. Ludwig Oberg, 25-1. Kurt Kitayama, who is out on the course, but not off to a good start. 40-1, I have him at. You can probably get him longer if you want to get involved. He bogeyed his first hole. Chris Gotterup at 35-1, so 3 first-round leader plays today.
Nice. By the way, Cincinnati, I love you because this has been a tournament. They're all Kelly's, by the way. Let's flash those up. These are all Kelly's BMW Championship bets that he gave out yesterday. A nice helping of Ludwig Oberg and Kurt Kitayama, who bogeyed the first hole today. Is that what he did?
Yeah.
You were not happy about that when I walked in.
Not.
Baseball.
Still laughing at that Cameron Young matchup. I loved that so much until Rufus opened up his mouth yesterday.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Rufus and Captain Jack with a great unabated event yesterday from 6 to 8. Which we all attended.
You rolled over there?
Oh, yeah. It's great.
You were busy yesterday, man.
Hey, man.
Did a lot.
Yeah, man.
Podcast.
Tonight, Legacy Club, baby. Let's go.
Futures Draft. You go to Legacy Club tonight?
Oh, Futures Draft was great yesterday. We had fun doing that.
Watch the first hour. It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
Shout out to Humans who pushed it along to make it a 2-hour event rather than a 3-hour event, which was a stroke of genius.
That was probably right.
That's probably right. Yeah.
By the way, Humans was he was the guy who won and lost somehow in the first round, because the most shocking upset to me, just producer backside of the television rooms here, and over in the control room, most shocking upset was that Matt Humans had the best looking shot, I thought, of everybody remotely.
Best video.
I almost fell off my chair when I saw it.
He was also
then he was the first guy to screw up the rules too.
Oh yeah.
So it was, give and take there.
He usurped a couple picks that I was about to play. Like 5 picks before me, he grabbed the exact, like Pittsburgh over season wins he grabbed, and there was I think it was a Burrow pick also, where I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, your first one, you had to go chase touchdowns, right?
Yes.
And you get a couple of those.
I had to adapt, yeah. Baseball yesterday, Shohei, 4 1/3 innings, 7 Ks, went 1 of 4 with a triple at the plate, but the Dodgers fall to the Angels 6-5. Dodgers lost all 6 games to the Angels this year. What price could you have gotten on that before the season? July 3rd, Dodgers had a 9-game lead over the competition in the National League West. 12th division title in 13 years, I should say. Foregone conclusion, and guess what? Padres are up a game now. The Dodgers have only won 12 of their last 33. That is unbelievable.
So that's since July 3rd. I put that's since July 3rd. That is wild. 12 of their last 33.
Meanwhile, the Brewers will never ever lose another baseball game. They win their 12th in a row yesterday and put up another 12 runs. This is These are the National League West standings, by the way. Padres still plus money to win the National League West, plus 125. Dodgers still minus 165. Let's look at number one seed odds. Can we do that for the National League since I just brought in the Brewers? The Brewers who are now 12-0 in August. And by the way, the August monthly sweepstakes, this would be the month to stink it up, and I did stink it up with the Rangers, but it doesn't matter. Brewers are 12-0, and no one else is particularly close. And they play more games. They've got more games left than everybody else. Number one seed odds, Kelly. Number one seed odds in the National League. Brewers are minus 250. They're 76-44. They have a 7-game lead over the field. Oh my God,
this stuff moves so much.
A 7-game lead. I get it. We have a quarter of the season left, but that's 40 games. You got 7 games up. I mean, obviously, we just talked about things changing, but the Brewers don't look like they're changing this brand of baseball anytime soon. Phillies are plus 650. They have the second best record at 69-51. Dodgers, the aforementioned Dodgers and Padres, both at plus 950. The only thing you can say against the Brewers here is that everybody else has a much easier schedule. Dodgers have the easiest remaining in baseball. Padres have the second easiest. Cubs, who are also on that list, have the third easiest. You get the idea. Milwaukee has the fifth hardest. But guess what? I don't even think these schedules matter at this point, the way these teams are playing. I just think it's sort of like a thing to mention.
Yeah.
But it is.
Dude, the movement, though. I sent this in yesterday. Danny updated it this morning. Sent it in yesterday before game started. Brewers were minus 195 in this market.
You going to get you fading that?
No, I'm just like, it's just wild.
It's amazing. Free burgers for everybody.
Free burgers.
There you go.
Don't go today, though. George Webb had to send out a tweet. He was like, hold up, we're going to set a date.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Spanky on the other side. Bet Bash right here on a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
A good thing coming. Just wait and see. It's a good.
Up on the next edition of Follow the Money, Thomas Gable will join us in studio alongside Richie B. Lou Finicaro to break down UFC 319 and best bets, and the Meat Man, Steve Wiss, to preview the Premier League, 7 cards in MLB, and a few day games as well. Follow the Money, 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, now Sirius XM Channel 158. Check out the website for all the betting tools and analysis, or get the VSiN Watch app.
All of a sudden it's getting down to the wire. What shouldn't happen is now happening. We promised you carnage. This whole contest is flipped upside down.
I'm sweating out these games, and it's the only thing on my mind right now.
I think I've thrown up 3 times in the last 10 minutes. I couldn't do this again. We may have to find a few more survivors here, or this documentary is not going to last much longer.
All of a sudden, things got smoother. Yes! You got all the way to the final week with 18 Circa Survivors going into week 18.
Every game is up for grabs.
We're going to go the distance.
It's over. Blue Jackets, big checks.
You want me to be like Happy Gilmore and take the big check and put it in my car?
This year has been so unpredictable, we just never know.
New episodes nightly at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Bet smarter. Start with smarter insights. Right now you can check out Greg Peterson's MLB best bets, Steve McKinnon's college football win total best bets, and First Bet Saratoga horse racing picks. And later today you can check out VSiN's top 100 NFL futures, NASCAR Cookout 400 preview, and Josh Applebaum's MLB betting splits picks. Right now you can sign up for as little as $9.99 to access all the VSiN Pro articles. Just head to VSiN.com/subscribe to sign up today. We get tweets at Beating the Book. Buddhist man, the only thing funnier than Stormy Monotoni questioning if VSiN had an HR department during the draft yesterday was Matt Human's constant aggravation with Dustin Sweetelson recapping the previously made selections. Yes, that was amusing. Matt wanted to move it along, perhaps appropriately. Let's see here. This is from a whole bunch of good tweets on the draft. Better Life, Tim Lawson. Is it okay to already be overthinking my week 1 Survivor pick? Yes, I think we all are. By the way, here's a stat, because Denver Broncos are going to be a very heavily played pick in the first week of Survivor. Little stat from the Dr. Bob crew, from Tanner, the Dr. Bob crew. The Broncos' first 2 weeks, weeks 1 and week 2, at home, last 52, 40-12 straight up. 40-12 straight up. Now, according to Bob, not enough of a statistical sample size, but to you that perhaps could be 40-12. Remember, of course, all you have to do is win in Survivor. And then Trip Tepper, hat tip to Spanky for making Bet Bash the gold standard event for sports betting. Ideas are cheap, execution is hard. Spanky has executed his vision at an elite level. Bravo. Well, if only we had Spanky in studio, and we do. Creator of Bet Bash here with us on a numbers game. Spanky, what's happening?
Yo, thanks so much for having me on. My voice is hoarse. We've been chatting it up and having such a great time these last 2 days. But it's great to be here with you, brother.
You were at the Legacy Club late last night?
We're at the Legacy Club late every night.
Yeah. I'll be there tonight. I'll come tonight.
Beautiful. Love it.
I can't wait. Yeah.
Love it.
What Trip Tepper was just saying there, seriously, it is really hard to execute. This is now, again, we were sort of having a debate about this yesterday. Ed Feng said there were 2 in New Jersey before the ones in Vegas. Is that true?
No, well, we had a little bit of a one night thing. It wasn't a Bet Bash. It was just something that we just had a meeting thing.
Okay.
We actually called it CapperCon, believe it or not, was the name. And it was just a one night thing in Hoboken.
Yeah.
And then, but the Bet Bash is officially started in Jersey City, and then
this is the 5th.
This is the 5th, exactly.
Everything you could possibly have imagined it to be.
And then some. I think this thing doesn't exist unless we have the turnout, and you've seen it, Gil. Like there's just so many people here that that love betting sports, and that's a testament to what VSiN is. VSiN wouldn't be as successful and popular as it is if the audience wasn't there. And the same thing for Bet Bash. We're the only sports betting conference focused on the bettor, and people just want to come, make connections, and enjoy themselves, and to be able to just be around fellow sports bettors in person. Just something, of course, we're missing today. Everybody's on their computers and on their phones and everything, and sometimes people. There's times that you hear stories where oh my God, I've been doing business with you, or I've been chatting with you for the last 10 months, and it's so good to finally see you in person or meet you in person. And that's what we do, we bring that human element, because there's nothing like, being able to have a drink at a bar, or being able to just have a dinner, or, you were part of, went to some parties and whatnot. It's just to bring in that whole human interaction back, and making those connections that are so important in the sports gambling world.
It really is, and for those who are listening, you're like, we're not there, but it really, it can't be emphasized enough that, like Jason Weingarten, who's been on this show for many, many years, he got a gig, right? Like at Pinnacle from Bet Bash. There are so many people who get accounts with the speed dating, and then beyond the speed dating, they get accounts from. And the thing, I was talking to somebody yesterday who said the reason that I can do that here at Bet Bash is I come year after year, and I know I can trust the people who show their faces. Whereas someone who doesn't, otherwise he might not trust.
Great point. That's a great point. And listen, the tickets aren't cheap. It start at $700 a ticket. So, the people that come here, you would think that they're serious about sports betting, and it's not like it's $20 to get in or $50 to get in. So yeah, it's a great point. And listen, 4 open bars in Las Vegas at the Circa Resort is not it's expensive, and but a lot of people, night one can drink their ticket price. They make sure they're able to drink out their ticket price, and then everything else is just free roll.
What's the part that stresses you out the most in preparation?
So we have 24 seminars, 6 live podcasts, and the part that's stressful is just coordinating everybody's schedule, trying to get everybody to talk and to come and make sure everybody can come out a certain date at a certain time. So, organizing those 30 unique pieces of content, plus we have 2 panels this year as well. So it's a lot of content and a lot of people that have to come to make this event special. Yeah. Everything else, Circa team pretty much runs itself. All the open bars and the watch parties. Tonight we have 2 watch parties. Circa just handles that because they do that all the time. But for me to bring all those speakers and all those talkers together that's the task, because you got to make sure everybody's schedule is right, what time works for you, and it's just fitting the pieces of a puzzle together and trying to create such a unique a schedule for everybody. You can't just have 30 math classes, or you can't just have 30 introductory sports betting classes. You have to have a little sprinkle of this, a little sprinkle of that, and cater towards the novice, the professional, and everybody in between. So that's the most difficult thing.
This is just me and you, Spank. Nobody else is listening here. And to the extent you can tell me, there's also a Sports Gambling Hall of Fame arm to this. You have inductees every year, and there's a committee, right, that decides on this. Is that often a contentious debate? Can that happen? Has it happened?
It has happened, and it continues to happen. And there's very, listen, this is a very, very there's a 75% threshold of the board. The board is 22 members, so you need 17 members to be able to vote yay for somebody to get inducted. It's very difficult to get into this Hall of Fame, and there are people that will make their cases for and against certain people. And what we do is we have an anonymous chat room that we create, because I want the board to be able to express their ideas and their thoughts on any potential nominees, and do so without the fear of or backlash or anybody saying things. So we have an anonymous chat room where they can post their thoughts anonymously, and nobody knows who it is, but their thoughts are out there, and then we include that and everything. Yeah, but listen, it's an important thing. Listen, Billy Walters, which is part of the first class, he told me, he said, Spanky, I don't want this to just anybody can get in. And I said, Billy, listen, you're a voice, and Billy's voice is very, he has just one vote just like everybody else. I don't have a vote. I'm just an administrator. But Billy Walters, when Billy Walters speaks, you could bet a lot of the board is going to listen, because Billy Walters has been around for so long, and as a sports bettor, he knows who should be, considered, and who possibly could, be not. So.
I just think that's fascinating, though, that people are that passionate about it. I would expect nothing different, but I pictured like a smoke-filled room where people are shouting at each other. But you said there's anonymous chat.
There's an anonymous chat, and we have Zoom calls also.
Oh, you do?
Yes, okay. And shouting might be a little bit. Most of the rough stuff happens in the chat room, and
the courage of anonymity.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
But no, listen, it's cordial. Everybody know. Most of the people know each other. In this business, Gil, as you know, if you don't know somebody, you know somebody that knows somebody. That's just how it works. So it's crazy, because I was just here in the Hall of Fame, the physical Hall of Fame right behind you here, and Scotty Shetler was there, and him and his wife, and he was looking at his plaque.
What a sweet man, by
legend,
the way.
Legend.
Yes.
And then Spiros, the Greek, who's getting inducted this year, was looking at his plaque.
Yeah.
And they both didn't know each other. They didn't recognize each other, or they didn't know each other. And Scotty goes, "Yeah, that's me right there." And Spiros goes, "Oh my God, Scotty, unbelievable, this is me."
That's got to make you feel great.
It's just unbelievable. And Scotty says, "Spiro, I was called as an expert witness to testify on your case a long time ago," and everything like that. So it just, they both hugged, and they were both laughing, and it just, this is what it's all about, man. These are legends in our business that are it's just great, man.
I never talked to you after this, but last year I was honored to moderate a panel with Billy Walters on it.
Yes.
When Billy Walters is on a panel, by the way, Alex Kane of Sport Trade was on there. There's a lot of really smart people on there, but it's Billy Walters. So you have to pass him the ball first, and then Billy can go on, right? It's an hour event. So like 11, 12 minutes into it, I'm like, trying to find my spot. Like, how do I interrupt a Billy Walters, a little pitcher like me? So that was a great experience.
100%. Billy commands the room, and when he has something he needs to say, it's going to get heard, and that's just how it is. But you did an incredible job, as you always do, Gil. Yeah, it's just the whole Sports Gambling Hall of Fame thing is just a fabulous thing, and we're so proud of what we've created.
You've done a spectacular job. Can I do an unsolicited Hall of Fame nomination?
Absolutely.
For a future year?
Yes.
Elihu Foystel.
Yes.
He, between SBR and his books and just his overall knowledge, he has helped so many people. I think he's got to be.
And he continues to do so.
Yeah.
Elihu's a great guy, and there's several names that get passed around, and the board considers them, and it just that 75% thing. It's
that's a big threshold. Yeah,
it's a big threshold, and our criteria is: has this person materially impacted the industry? So it's a tough thing to get through.
BetBash.co. You're going to do it next year again at Circa?
We're doing it every year. Circa, we're married to Circa. We love those guys, and we can't wait to be back next year.
Spanky, everybody, at Spanky on Twitter. Coming back. Kelly will be back in the chair next.
And they're off.
Get your edge this season with VSiN's College Football Betting Guide, exclusive to VSiN Pro subscribers. It's packed with 136 team previews, preseason top 25 rankings, and best bets from our experts. Pro subscribers also get the NFL Betting Guide, daily best bet emails, exclusive splits, and full access to our premium betting tools. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe for just $9.99 for your first 30 days. Or save 50% with an annual Pro subscription and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Numbers Game on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on the Numbers Game, live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. Don't forget Circa Survivor, the quest for $14.2 million. A 10-part documentary series following the drama, strategy, and heartbreak inside the world's largest legal football contest. You can catch the final episodes nightly through Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you missed an episode, you can watch them all now at VSiN.com/Survivor. I finally got out of the penalty box.
Oh, you back on?
Episode 1, absent till episode 8. And I managed to get through 8 without cursing this time. So apparently I might be asked back for 9 or 10.
Is there anybody outside of Matt Brown and Mike Somich that's in every single one from the network?
I think Tim Murray might be in every one.
In every single one? Wow, okay.
I mean, don't hold me to every single one, but he is prominently featured as well. Somich and Brown and Tim Murray. Everybody else kind of cameo-ish.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, $14.2 million last year's quest in Circa Survivor. You got your Survivor. We haven't done our entries yet. We gotta do it.
I'm really. You know what's funny is I used to be far more concerned about that in the past.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point now over the past couple of years where I've signed up last couple days.
Clearly,
or remember the conversations we always used to have too of like, oh, the numbers. I don't know. Is there going to be an overlay? And I'm like, I don't even think about that anymore.
Remember
because
that?
We know the push that final weekend always gets.
Sure do. We get tweets at Beating the Book. Real Nicks. I'm pretty sure I can listen to Kelly say Barbora the rest of the day. LOL. Nothing else would make the rest of my workday go better.
That's a producer thing, man, too. When you have to type out names, even I mean, how long has she been playing tennis now?
Long time. She's 30, I believe.
I mean, okay, so when I'd have to write out highlights back in the day for local news anchors to read, right? Like you just sit there writing these out, make sure you're getting the phonetic spelling out for these. Now I'm thinking in my mind, Barbora. Like, why is this the name I need to emphasize?
Michael Burns, love Prophet X, got Barbora at plus 125. Good for you. Stringfellow Hawk, oops, I did it again. Your picks weren't up. I played Zach's Lahechka, Oppo Shell. No, Zach and I are Oppo. Zach's back.
Zach's back. Zach's betting.
The numbers, guys. Shelton, what do you know about favorite skill?
He's got betting time.
This is a great tweet. What do you know about favorite skill? That's true.
Yeah,
I seem to do better with the dogs. He says, hatching off surrender yesterday, thinking Shelton might wear down after Toronto. By the way, what a match last night. Kalinskaya versus Alexandrova. I'm sure you were not listening with Bet Bash going on, but Jim Courier was announcing because apparently Lindsay Davenport called it a night, and they wouldn't stop talking about it. Must-watch TV. Oh, okay. Guess they were just bagging on Lindsay Davenport for bouncing. And then this is Ray, 39, who says, speaking of Jason, where's Jason been? Well, you said it before. Jason just decided he didn't want to do it anymore. Still love Jason. You still text with Jason.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to come on anymore. You know who does want to come on more and more? Paul Carr, everybody. Talking Premier League back-to-back with us on back-to-back days. Courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. He's on the Ringer Soccer podcast and, of course, part of True Media Networks. How you doing, Paul?
Yeah, ready to go. Season starts tomorrow. Liverpool-Bournemouth is tomorrow, and then the rest of the games Saturday and Sunday. We're ready.
The beginning of the season, the global football before our American football. Let us recap for folks, by the way, Paul. You came on the show yesterday. You gave us season-long plays. If we could flash those up on the screen for everybody, because it was a dense segment of Paul Carr futures. To win it all, you had?
I have Manchester City. I mean, they're the third favorite. Liverpool's the defending champion. Arsenal made a lot of moves and look like they're in good shape. But I like City as a bounce-back year. They may have to win all their games like 3-2, but that's not off the table. And I think they'll figure it out something defensively, even though they still have some question marks there.
Yeah, top half, you went Crystal Palace and Everton, plus 170 and plus 210, respectively. Bottom half of the table, Man U at plus 330. Relegation, a Paul Carr staple category. Wolverhampton at plus 320. Last place, Burnley at plus 160. And the Golden Boot, Cole Palmer of Chelsea at 28-1. You want any of them back, Paul? Do you regret any of them yet?
No,
okay.
Not yet. Not yet. Talk to me on Monday.
Give it a week.
Yeah, we're not going to go with the Erling Haaland top goal scorer since we're going Man City?
Obviously, if it's straight up, sure. But, I mean, he's like plus 150, plus 130, depending on your market. So
he's glorious, though. Glorious.
Right. I mean, yeah, if you tell me he's playing 35 games, I feel like there's almost no way. Because, I mean, last year he had a bad year and still had, 20-some-odd goals, and I think was second. Maybe it was third in the Golden Boot race. So, yeah, I mean, he's your clear-cut favorite. But I'm looking for something a little bit different there.
All right. Now, I've often described you, Paul, as the guy on this show just quietly moves the chains. Gentleman Paul Carr just comes in here, delivers a 3-pack of soccer picks on a weekly basis, goes about his business, and we just move the chains and move the chains last year to the tune of how many units to the positive?
We were plus 15 units on your show last year. I think it was 19% over the course of the Premier League season.
There we go.
Plus 15 units.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't have the
Love it.
doesn't call himself the greatest bettor in ANG history like some others do. Yeah.
Hey, you come in every week and drop a 2-1 every week.
That's
or whatever.
right.
That'll get it done.
So we just got to do. Just grind them out here. It's a long season.
It is a long season.
We just talked schedule off the air, too. Paul's locked in for the next 11 and a half months because we've got Premier League and then World Cup right after that.
Ooh,
We're already making World
Cup.
Cup plans for next summer.
Do you have any World Cup, before we get into your Premier League picks here, matches, do you have any World Cup thoughts this far out?
I mean, I'm probably going to take Germany, right? Isn't that
Of course
legally
not.
obligated?
What am I even
think,
asking
on the
for?
show?
Yeah.
Will Pulisic play? Will Pulisic play for
Yes.
the United States? Okay, good.
Yes.
That would be a shame.
I would be stunned if any of these big names that have been in and out a little bit don't actually play. I think it was just kind of a new coach, get to know you, feel it out. It's also weird because the U.S. isn't qualifying because they're hosting, so they automatically get in. So
right.
these are just friendlies, and you just have fewer high importance games, and it kind of screws up the whole cycle from a rhythm standpoint.
Do we have any shot, in your opinion, any shot to
At winning the whole thing?
Forget winning, to get to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so the U.S. is seeded as a host, which means they should get a more favorable draw than they might typically. So they should be no worse than probably the second best team in their group, whereas usually it's closer to third. So they should get out of the group stage. I'm saying this without seeing who they're playing, but just in general now. They should get out of the group stage, and there's a round of 32 this year. So you'd have to win 2, or next year, you'd have to win 2 games to get to the quarters. So you'd hope they get a decent draw in the round of 32, but there's so many variables there. But getting out of the group stage is like the bare minimum, and then you really got to win a knockout game, at least one on home soil.
I love nothing more than the trajectory of a U.S. World Cup team that wins a game. Like the entire nation goes crazy. In San Francisco, everybody spills out onto the streets. They're watching these games, and then when we inevitably lose, everybody the next day is like, we don't really care. We don't really care about
Especially when
this.
it takes place in Columbus, Ohio, and it's like the center of the soccer world.
We have the strangest relationship with this sport.
Yeah, if the U.S. can win a knockout game or two, make a run at home, it'd be an epic summer.
Yes. Looking forward to it, though. It's always fun. All right, Premier League. It begins tomorrow, but you have plays on Saturday and Sunday. What do you got?
Yeah. Not a lot of data, obviously, for this season. So the first week or two, you're really kind of trusting your preseason reads, your priors, etc. So I'm going to start with Manchester City. Lay a goal and a half against Wolverhampton. So I'm taking my title pick against a relegation pick of mine. Plus 120 to lay a goal and a half. City's got the firepower. There is no question about that. They're over to score 1.5 goals here is like minus 260 or something. So they've got the firepower. Will their defense hold up? I think so, against a Wolverhampton team that lost its 2 best attackers from last season. So I'll start off on my classic foot. Take the better team here. I'll lay a goal and a half with Man City at Wolverhampton, getting plus 120.
The old Paul Carr, they're just a better team handicap.
It
works.
Better team.
Go off his futures yesterday. This is like us having an alt over on an NFL team and an alt under versus an alt under team that we bet on in week 1. So
That's
that makes sense. Checks
Absolutely
out.
right. Yep. All right, to Sunday. You have a couple totals. Or no, one total and one double chance. I'm sorry.
Yeah, one total. Nottingham Forest, Brentford, under 2.5, minus 110. So Forest was kind of the fairy tale team last year, almost made the top 4, but their underlying numbers just went off a cliff the last half of the season. They've lost a couple of good attackers. Chris Wood is still back up top. He's their big New Zealand forward, but he ran super hot and he's well past 30, so not sure he can keep it up. So I think Forest is going to try to keep it tight. Brentford has a new head coach. They also lost some of their better players. So I think they'll be a little more defensive than they were last year when they were kind of wide open. So I think this is just tight. Both these teams would love to win 1-0 and get out with 3 points. So I think that'll lead us to a low total here, minus 110. I'll take under 2.5.
Okay, and then the old double chance. And for those who are unaware, again, the double chance is defined as?
Win or draw. Some books will literally call it double chance. Some books will call it plus half a goal on the spread. If you want to play it that way, it should be all the same thing. taking Crystal Palace on the double chance at Chelsea. I like Palace. Mentioned the top half pick. They look good. They outplayed Liverpool for much of the game in their Community Shield match last weekend. And Chelsea has a lot of questions, mostly at the back. They picked up some players more in the attack, but their center backs especially are really up in the air, some injury questions. So I think Palace can easily nick a goal or two and get a win, maybe a draw, one or the other. That's all we need here. I get plus 135 on this one.
Very nice. Saturday, to recap. Saturday, Manchester City, minus a goal and a half, plus 120 at Wolverhampton. Shop around for the number. Sunday, Nottingham Forest, Brentford, under 2.5 goals, and Crystal Palace, double chance, plus 135 at Chelsea. Paul Carr, everybody, back to back. Thank you, Paul. Always a pleasure.
Let's go.
Let's do it. At Paul Carr on Twitter, by the way, for Paul. Some UFC 319 with our buddy Jordan Sherwood on the other side. It's a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim is the only thing like it in the world.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Numbers Game on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on the Numbers Game, live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. By the way, just to wrap up earlier, before we get to Jordan Sherwood on UFC 319, we're mentioning our thoughts on the number 1 seed in the National League and how the Brewers, with a 7-game lead over the field, are minus 250, and we're not, not even the middle of August yet. Look at that. Look at those August numbers. 12-0 in August. The Mariners are the next best team, 9-2, but look at the games left. The Brewers have 2 games in pocket compared to everybody else. Well, not to everybody else, but to they certainly have more games left than everybody else on that graphic there. So this is just Katie bar the door. They're never losing again. But as far as the number 1 seed, they're minus 250, and with a 7-game lead over the rest of the field, I'm not betting against that. The American League, just to put a bow on it, Toronto has a half-game lead over the Detroit Tigers. They're plus 175 to get the number 1 seed in the AL. Detroit is plus 230, followed by Houston at 3-1, Seattle at plus 550, and then everybody else is 16-1 or longer. This, to me, is a Tigers bet.
Oh, really?
At plus 230. Just because, and I know I mentioned how schedule doesn't seem to matter in the NL, but here, Toronto has the 11th hardest schedule the rest of the way in terms of the opponent's aggregate win percentage. Tigers, 6th easiest in all of baseball. I just think I've never wavered from the fact that I think Detroit's the best team in the American League.
Yeah.
So plus 230 to me would be an interesting play.
I'm getting there with you, too. Just kind of watching these teams more and more this summer. I think Tigers been the best-looking team to me, at least projecting forward. Mediocre
as they have been, there they are, just a half game behind the Blue Jays for the best record in the American League. So there you go on that. Bet accordingly. And by the way, this one tweet also we had about they logged, yes, to answer your question, talking to Jeff Staples, hey, Gil, the VSiN app has Paulini as your pick. Before I fire away on Krejcikova, I wanted to make sure the app is incorrect. It is. I am on Krejcikova. So
Barbora.
We will correct that.
Yes, being corrected right now.
Barbora. Let's talk some UFC 319. It is in Chicago. This man is from Chicago. He loves himself some Chicago. Is he going to the UFC 319 event? The answer is no. Courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line, it's Jordan Sherwood. Jordan, would you like to tell everybody why you are not going to this event?
Well, I mean, there's a bigger event, in my opinion, happening in Chicago, and that is the Savannah Bananas will be playing at Wright Field, home of the White Sox, on Friday and Saturday night. I think it's actually going to be selling better than the UFC. I'm here in Chicago. There isn't a lot of hype and talk about the UFC, being here, returning for the first time to the Windy City in 6 years. So, no, I will not be at the United Center taking, in this middleweight championship fight we have tomorrow night.
Okay. That doesn't mean you aren't betting on it, though.
No, of course not.
And let's start with the main event. Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. With Chimaev a big favorite in this. And let me see if I get this right. Is it one of these where du Plessis has to just sort of survive the first flurry of the first round or second round, and then it sort of maybe tilts the advantage his way? Is that correct?
Well, that's the main narrative. I mean, Khamzat Chimaev was a world champion before he even got to the UFC. He burst onto the scene during COVID. And, he made the UFC record of quickest turnaround in back-to-back weeks of fighting on Fight Island cards. And when he fights, because he doesn't fight that consistently, when he fights, he dominates. He gets former champions out of there in a round. He goes, if he doesn't, he dominates them in 10-8 rounds and then coasts to a decision because of his just unrelenting grappling attack. And Dricus du Plessis has never seen a grappler, a wrestler with these type of credentials. But we have seen Chimaev slow down in fights if he's unable to get his opponent out of there in the first round. Early on in his career, he went 3 rounds with Gilbert Burns, had a 10-8 round against Gilbert, but then kind of had to survive and coast to a victory. Same with Kamaru Usman a couple of years later. So yeah, the narrative is that if Dricus can survive the first round and a half, it's his fight to lose. And I relatively agree with that. I think Dricus du Plessis is the champion for a reason. He's beaten every, former champion and rightful contender that's been put in front of him. And he fights with just such an awkward style. He's a bigger middleweight, and he's going to have, in my opinion, the striking and the power advantage. The question is that can he survive the onslaught of that first round? A lot of people don't agree. I mean, this price opened up about $1.50 for Chimaev. You see now it's $2.40. It'll probably be $3 by fight night. More and more money piling in on Chimaev because they think he's going to be the middleweight champion of the world.
So what you just said there, though, that's the betting strategy. If we're going to follow you on the Duplessis angle here, on the Duplessis bet, should we wait till closer to fight time then?
I think you wait till closer to fight time, and if you're one of those people that likes to bet these live, which I do as well, I think maybe even bet it after the first round because there is a little bit of question marks about Chimaev's cardio, and I think Duplessis is a special talent. And I think when you're getting a special talent, a guy that's been successful defending the championship against every rightful contender, and he's plus $2, you got to prove it to me. I'm willing to risk the $2 the bet there, or plus, get plus 200 back. Until Chimaev proves to me that he could run through a guy like Dricus Duplessis.
Jordan, I think I'm on top of this one with you. I like a $2 dog, if not even better than a $2 dog.
Good strategy laid out there too, right? If we think it's going to close shorter, wait, and then I like the live betting angle too. Yep.
Absolutely, wait if you are about Duplessis in this one. All right, before the main event, featherweight bout between the British Lerone Murphy and the American Aaron Pico. Murphy, a plus 154 dog we're showing here.
Yeah, a little bit of a trend for me here. We've seen a lot of these high-profile talents make their UFC debuts and struggle with the UFC lights and the UFC talent. And Aaron Pico is one of those guys that came over from Bellator, a well-credentialed wrestler, Olympic wrestler, big-time phenom, and beat guys over there, but has never faced anybody as talented as in the top 5, top 10 of the UFC featherweight division. Lerone Murphy is undefeated for a reason. He's got a very slick striking style, excellent footwork, good takedown defense, familiar with 5-round fights, so he's got good cardio as well. And I think Aaron Pico being a $1.85 favorite is a little bit of a disrespect to Lerone Murphy and the guys that he's beaten. So this is again a situation where I love a guy that's undefeated, been in the top 5 of the featherweight division for a long time at plus 154. It's a bigger octagon, obviously, with the pay-per-view at the United Center, so he's going to have room to operate. A lot of people believe that Pico will just wrestle him to death. I'm just not one of those guys. I think that until Aaron Pico proves to me that he could beat high-caliber featherweights, the guys that he's beaten over there in Bellator wouldn't be in the top 10, top 15 of the UFC's featherweight division. So I'm on Lerone Murphy. So I'm on the dogs in the main and co-main event because I think Lerone Murphy is also a talented competitor and could be challenging for a championship after this fight.
You figure like the main event, this also moves away from Murphy and we wait before betting, or is this one not as dramatic?
This one you grab. You grab now. I feel like Aaron Pico's not going to move the needle any further. The other thing too is it's a short notice fight, so both guys were preparing elsewhere for fight not scheduled. So I think you jump on Lerone Murphy now, but if you want to wait, you wait on Duplessis closer to fight night.
All right, let's go to the first bout of the main card. Tim Elliott, Kai Asakura. You have a play on this as well.
Yeah, I think this fight is great to open up the card because I think it'll be bonkers for as long as it lasts. Kai Asakura came over to the UFC, another one of those guys that made his debut. Wasn't the favorite, but lost pretty convincingly in his flyweight championship opportunity with Alexander Pantoja. Got submitted for the first time in his career. Tim Elliott is a grappler, awkward wrestler, looks for submissions as well. But he's a guy that won't be able to handle the speed and the power on the feet. So I think it's a combination of this fight not making it to the judges' scorecards. I think we see a finish. So I'm on the under and playing it either as Tim Elliott's going to grapple, get Asakura to the ground and submit him, or what I think is the more likely outcome is Asakura is going to land a body shot, a liver shot, or a KO and get Tim Elliott out of there. So under 2.5, it's plus money right now. I think that's the result we see in the flyweight opener for the pay-per-view.
A liver shot, Kelly.
I'd die. I would die. I got one of the hardest working livers in the United States. Okay, I don't need to take one of
shot. Oh, Kelly loves a liver shot. All right. So to recap again, Dricus Duplessis plus 200. Wait, perhaps to bet that if you like Duplessis and like what Jordan was talking about there against Khamzat Chimaev. Lerone Murphy in the bout before that plus 154 versus Aaron Pico, and then the first of the main card fights, Tim Elliott and Kai Asakura. You're going, you said over on that.
The under. No, the under 2.5.
Pardon me, under 2.5.
We're going to get a finish in that fight.
Finish, under 2.5 on Elliott and Asakura. Real quick, your Chicago Bears, season win total 8.5, Jordan. Over or under?
Let's go 9. So we go over. We believe in Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's the guy. It's different up at Hallis Hall this year. So the Bears will get to 9.
Okay. That's bullish in a very crowded division. Caleb Williams, year number 2. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate it, man.
All right, fellas. Thank you.
Jordan Sherwood on UFC 319. Again, you can follow Jordan, by the way, at Wood on ESPN 1000 on Twitter. Co-host of the unnamed MMA podcast for ESPN Chicago. We'll come back unscripted with